The XRP ledger, or XRPL, is a decentralized, permissionless, open-source blockchain that anyone can contribute to and build on. It offers powerful utility and flexibility that you can access with any of the supported Python, Java, or JavaScript libraries. The creation of Bitcoin in 2009 marked the birth of decentralized currencies, money that is not controlled by a central authority. Though this was a big step for individuals' financial freedom and person-to-person payments, there were some drawbacks to the Bitcoin network which still persist today. The biggest issues were the slow speed of transactions and the high computing power needed to process them. In 2011, developers David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb and Arthur Brito joined forces to achieve a collective goal: to create a digital asset that was more sustainable, scalable, and able to process transactions much faster than Bitcoin. Thus, the cryptocurrency XRP and the blockchain on which it runs, the XRP ledger or XRPL, were born. The XRPL has been live since then. Key benefits: fast transactions. Payments moving across the XRPL can settle in roughly 3 to 5 seconds at a global scale. To get a sense of that, sending a transaction on the XRPL takes less time than it should take you to read this sentence. Low-cost fees. The XRPL is remarkably cheap to use. The transaction fee on the network costs less than 1 cent, starting at just 0.00001 XRP, which is very low compared to other blockchains. Sustainable. Many blockchains require large amounts of energy to process transactions and maintain the network. The XRPL is designed to use as little energy as possible. Its unique consensus algorithm, the way it validates transactions, doesn't require mining. This means that there's no need for energy-hungry servers that use up a lot of electricity. In fact, the cryptocurrency XRP uses 0.0079 kilowatt-hours of energy per transaction, which is 100,000 times smaller than the 951.58 kilowatt-hours per transaction using Bitcoin. Annually, this amounts to a savings of over 50 billion kilowatt-hours of energy. The negligible amount of energy that XRPL does use is offset through carbon credits, making it the world's first major global carbon-neutral public blockchain. Robust community. The XRPL has one of the most passionate and engaged communities in the blockchain space. The community is constantly developing new applications and working on ways to make the XRPL even better. You're invited to join. So let's dive into how the XRP ledger works. It's fascinating, really. The XRP ledger is a decentralized open-source blockchain technology that can settle transactions in 3 to 5 seconds. It uses a consensus protocol to validate transactions, which is quite different from proof of work used by other blockchains. This consensus mechanism is more energy efficient and allows for faster transaction times. Plus, the XRP ledger is incredibly versatile, supporting not just XRP but other tokens as well. It's designed to be scalable and secure, making it a robust solution for various financial applications. So yeah, that's a quick overview of how the XRP ledger operates. Achieving consensus quickly without a central authority. XRP ledger, or XRPL, uses a unique consensus algorithm that is distinct from proof-of-work and proof-of-stake mechanisms that other blockchains use. Before diving in, you should understand transactions on the XRPL. Transactions are statements which change the ledger. For example, if you're buying vegetables at a marketplace, you can send a payment transaction to move money from one account to another. Transactions are always sent from an account and must be cryptographically signed to prove that the sender is who they say they are. That way, only you, the account owner, can send transactions to handle their money. Let's take a closer look at how transactions flow through the XRPL. Validating transactions. The XRPL reaches consensus through agreement between a group of diverse and independent servers called validator nodes, or validators for short. Each validator node is responsible for checking whether transactions follow the rules of the network and then try to reach consensus. After checking transactions, validators will propose a list of transactions, also known as a ledger, to be included in the permanent history of the network. Other validators that trust this validator will then compare the proposed ledger against their results, sending out revised proposals in response. Once a supermajority, 80% of the network, agrees on a proposed ledger, it is validated and included as part of the permanent history. With each transaction on the XRPL, these steps happen within seconds. 1. Transactions on the XRPL are sent to individual validators. 2. The validators check if the transactions follow the rules of the ledger. 3. The validators share them in their next proposed ledger, comparing it with those of other validators they trust, checking each new transaction for validity. 4. If there's an agreement, the transaction is confirmed and added to the ledger. If they don't agree, validators modify their proposals to more closely match the other validators they trust, repeating the process in several rounds until they reach a consensus. Validators indicate that they trust another validator's results by adding them to their unique node list, or UNL. Validators will only receive proposed ledgers from validators on their UNL, and these lists are independently controlled. Validators can remove nodes from their UNL if they go offline, or if they are no longer reliable. This maintains the overall health of the network by preventing unreliable validators from meaninglessly voting against valid ledgers during the consensus process. Transaction fees. To defend the XRPL against spam and denial of service assaults, each transaction automatically burns a small amount of XRP, which starts at 0.00001 XRP or 10 drops. This transaction cost is designed to increase in parallel with the load on the network, making it expensive to deliberately or inadvertently overload the network. Those who want to use the network for legitimate purposes don't have to worry about the fees to use the XRPL, as it costs fractions of a penny for a transaction, making the XRPL extremely efficient to use. Who runs validators? Anyone can run their own validator to check the performance of the network. Validators on the default UNL are run by developers, universities, businesses, and many other innovators around the world. Whether they participate because they are active users of the ledger, conduct research, or simply because they believe in the power of the blockchain, the diversity of XRPL's node operators helps ensure the long-term health, security, and decentralization of the XRPL.